My name is Roosevelt. I'm an alcoholic.
Hey, Roosevelt.
Come on, let me establish something real quick. The fact that you see here, you're alive is a reason to be excited. Here we go. So, if everybody in this room was at your favorite team, and a skybox, and unlimited food, and the people you love the most, and it was Super Bowl, I'm pretty sure the excitement level will be higher than, my name is Roosevelt. Hey. Y'all don't get it? Let me try it again. My name is Roosevelt, and I'm an alcoholic.
Hey.
See?
Hey.
I'm going to tell you why. See, so like Paul, let me go back. A couple of days I told my story in ODAD. So what? He asked me, tell my story tonight. Okay, thank you. My sobriety date is August the 1st, 1996. That's 29 years. If it doesn't impress you, it damn sure impresses me. Alcoholics Anonymous work, or whatever, it works. That's number one. Number two, when I came in, I was 25. I'm 57. I've been sober and clean long enough that I've outweighed using. If you get what I'm saying. Again, that's a big deal for me. My life has dramatically changed as a direct result of Alcoholics Anonymous. Period. And the willingness and a sponsor and everything y'all hear. And if you've been in before and you didn't do it, oh well, you didn't do it. If you had time and you lost it, you don't have that time. Period. And now this whole, relapse, that's the definition of relapse. Haven't worked all 12 steps, haven't experienced it, haven't had the benefits, haven't had it. And you stop doing it, that's a relapse. This screen behind me, pause play. That's a resume. Room full of resumers. So you can sit here and think and whatever you want to think. But I'm finna get in my car and I'm finna keep doing it. And I'm finna keep getting it and it gets better. You know what I mean? Because I am a byproduct of making bad decisions and misinformation for misinformed people. And my thought process was I had mental health issues. Back in the day, the only way you get treatment is if you go to a hospital and they put you in contact with a mental health area of the hospital. There was no other treatment, fancy treatment. That was it. You crazy, give you some pills if you need them. We're going to detox you. We're going to send you right to AA. We're going to tell you when you get over there, get a sponsor, work assessment. Same, it ain't changed since the 30s. So I thought, I'll put a spin on it. It ain't changed, but I'll be that different person, right? I'll do it different. I'm smarter. I'm quicker. I'm unique. Blah, 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 blah. And it didn't work. And here's the thing about the disease. It'll tell you to do something, and then it'll beat you up for doing it. It'll tell you something quick. Go ahead and do it. Then they'll beat you up forever. And then for me, I have depression. So two mental health, right? This is mental health. If you don't believe me, look it up. If you got another secondary diagnosis, mental health, depression, two out the gate, no wonder you couldn't make it. And you got trauma, and you got PTSD, and you got abuse, and you were neglected. And I use that. I don't know about y'all, but most people use that as an excuse. Until I came to AA, and they said, well, fine. You think you're the first person? Yes, you don't know I had it worse than you. You know, I drank more than you. I did the pissing contest to feel unique. I came in looking for the differences. And when I accepted the similarities, and we read it every meeting, we just read it. How it works is really how it works. But it's like a paradox. I cannot unlock how it works without a good sponsor knowing how it works. Right? Again, the same brain can't guide me in recovery. This is a new way of life. This ain't an old way of life with a new spin and a new twitch and patchwork. It's all new. So unless I accept it's all new and I don't know, ain't no help for me. I'm getting ready to read it. Like my thing is literature, my experience. No opinion, no theories, no probablys, no maybes. If I was you, I am not doing that. That's not recovery. That's discovery. Difference. So when I came in at 25 in a treatment center, residential, right? Work therapy, Salvation Army, work therapy. If you don't know what that is, you work for your place. It's a homeless shelter. You work for your bed. You work. It's a homeless shelter. Got there 6 months. Got 6 months of abstinence, not recovery. Got 6 months of information. And told myself, I know how to live. And I left. And I showed me I don't know how to live. Because nothing changed. If nothing changed, resume. First thing I said when I came, I relapsed. Thank God for people with time. You didn't relapse. You resumed. What's the difference? You never got better. All the means I made and the dances I went to, the professional fellowshipping, and that's not recovery. You were around recovery. Like the edge of this table, you were around it. You weren't on it. You weren't in the middle. Huh? That makes sense. How do I get in the middle? See now, right? I'm teachable. If you know everything in this room, I'm not talking to you. Let me be clear. I always say this. I'm not talking to the person who know everything. I'm not talking to the person who's looking at me and not listening to me. I'm not talking to the person be like, I'm glad when he shut up and leave. I'm not talking to you. Let me be clear. You just have to endure what I'm saying. I'm sorry. He asked me to come out. So blame it on him when I leave. But I'm talking to the person who genuinely don't know. And who's scared. And who wants some direction. Who's lived their entire life counted out as a zero in society. The book says seemingly hopeless. That means it looks like it'll never get better. Everybody talked about you. Everybody downed you out. Everybody counted you out. Man, you'll never be better. You'll always be a piece of shit. That's right. Seemingly. It seems. It appears. Hopeless. State, which is a being. Your state is who you are, your being, your purpose. Mind, your mind is raggedy. Full Fight from Reality book talks about. So if you're sitting there thinking, you're thinking with your right mind, you're thinking with your disease, man, because you ain't worked the 12 steps out of a spiritual way. Nothing personal, it's just how this goes. And your body is still detoxing. So in those conditions, I'm sitting in treatment, and then the guy tell me, you need to go to a halfway house. For what? I know how to live. And I showed me again, right? I went home, lasted 1 month. 1 month was like 10 years. The disease had accelerated. Everything I said I wouldn't do, I ended up doing. Degrading, humiliating acts. And I'm not talking about, I'm from Chicago. I'm not talking about like bought a bag of dope. I'm talking about going places I shouldn't have been, staying too long than I should have been, and selling my mind, my body, and my soul. Yep, when experience it. For a little bag in a bottle. Sad. And was okay with it. Let me be clear. Was okay with it. Grace and mercy wasn't me. It was a higher power. Not no doorknob, not no tree stub. A power greater than me that I didn't know existed. Brought me to AA, right? So check it out. So there was always something looking out for me, even though I didn't know it was there. It's like this table always being there, but I don't know what's there. So I'm holding everything in my lap. Y'all telling me the table there. No, it's not. I can't see it. Do you have to see it to believe it? Yes, because the society says that. I was taught that. I'm damn sure it'll be real scary to let go. Trust something you don't see, you don't know. All you hear is people talking about the table, and put it on the table. That's what's required. So if you got a closed mind and you think you know, good for you. Because the only thing gonna happen, let me tell you the business aspect. with anything recovery related, it's a product. I remember my counselor telling me, you know you're a product, right? Another body coming in, another body leaving. What? No. I'm doing y'all a favor by coming here. We didn't ask you to come here. You paying us money because you don't know how to live. Oh, I used to get hot when he was... I'm paying them money because wait a minute, now, I'm grown. No, you're not, because the age you started drinking is the age you stopped growing. Again, the truths, the seeds. You got to accept them as they come. So once I accept it, I don't know how to live, period. All these things are in my bag, period. I'm a scared little boy or scared little girl, period. Now, I got the bag, but what am I going to do with it? We read it every meeting. Here's the amazing thing. I got to say this. I'm always amazed when I sit in a meeting and I watch people, and this is what they do. On the phone, talking, laughing, playing what they like, gambling. Most don't make it. Hear me, most people don't make it in the position where y'all at. Most people, and he can tell you, and I know because I worked in the field for 28 years as a social worker. That was my profession. That wasn't my membership. I worked, it was a job. When I went to meetings, I left the job at the job. So I was blessed to see at 25 years, going back to school, I'm not talking to the person who's starting from scratch. Again, treatment, halfway house, go back to school, get a degree, right? Get a degree, get a career, not a job, get a career with benefits, all that. Work the career, make sacrifices, put the time in, put the work, and retire. 57, I retired at 55. That's unthink of. How'd you retire? People who were doing this, who taught me how to do that, financial. Because recovery is mental, spiritual, emotional, and financially. I say it. I want to recover mentally. I want to recover emotionally. I want to recover spiritually. And I want to recover financially. It's nothing wrong with living your best life. But it's a lot of people, I don't desire this. Well, good for you. My sponsor told me you can become anything you want to become in recovery. Why did you shouldn't have never told me that? I was like, what, really? Anything? Because when I was a little boy, just like you guys, in school, and they said, who do you want to be when you grow up? I real sure nobody in this room said, an addict and an alcoholic, and we want to be in the halfway house. Nobody said that. Nobody. But did I do it? What happened? Obviously, these pages will tell you what happened. And I'll tell you another thing. If you want to hide it from an alcoholic, put it in the book. We don't like to read. We want to take every route. I want to go to meetings, and meetings will become my God. And if I make meetings, then I don't have to do the work. And then we'll fellowship, and we'll laugh, and we sniggle, and then we get a girlfriend or a boyfriend, then we get a job, then we get some money, and we think and we believe we recover. That's an upgrade. That's not recovery. Recovery is putting the work in. Recovery is the direct result of having a spiritual awakening. Result is the 9-step promises. It will materialize if you work for them. So if you're not willing to work, you're wasting time here. You're just giving money. Good for you. I don't know what it's none of my, again, I'm getting ready to get in my car and continue to live my great life as a result of surrendering, committing, and obedience to my higher power and this program. Real simple. I'm so okay with it. Because I know I don't know. And how do I know that? I read the book. If you don't read the book, you don't know what's real. Anybody come up to, they can tell you, hold 2 teacups in your hand, you recover for 2 hours a day. Okay. It won't work. So, what I realize, what I'm saying is how it works is how it works. So if you really are sick and tired of your life and you want to get better and you want to experience everything that's available, like for real, never drink, never use. If you really, really do want it, your heart knows. It's not my position or my place to judge or none of that. I'm not sitting in this chair. Let me be clear. To oppose or challenge or point the finger. Nope. Let me be clear. I'm just like you guys. I've been exactly right where you were. The difference is when someone was sitting up here, I was listening to what they were saying, and I knew in my spirit, in my heart, they were right. And I asked that person or whoever, can you help me? And I didn't tell them how to help me. Good sponsorship. 8 cities later, when I lived in 8 cities, guess what? I took my book, God was there. I found a new sponsor. I went through the steps again. You see what I'm saying? It don't stop. Watch, repeat, watch, repeat, watch, repeat, watch, repeat, watch, repeat. I take my Act Right medicine. That's my sponsor. Here, to you. I ain't no shame in taking my medicine. There's a stigma in the rooms where people who will say, you'll hear anything. You don't need medicine. Just work the step. If that's the case, then you're telling me this book and information is going to replace chemicals in my brain. Look how stupid this is. It won't work. And I'm grateful my spine like, you need medicine. It says it. Oh. So if you're to get better, you need to go through the steps. We need to do this. We're a partnership. And then you need to take medicine. And then for those issues, outside issues that you never dealt with, that you drunk and used or acted out on, you need to get a therapist. I'm not your therapist. So you need to get a team. What? A team? That's too much work. Look what you did to get here. That was work. You're right. So I got a therapist. I got on the medicine, and I've been on it. And I got everything that suggested, and I did everything suggested. As a result, I got what I was supposed to get, that Alcoholics Anonymous promises. Again, I'm not a good little AA. I'm not perfect. I'm just living and practicing this information to the best of my ability. I have someone that I call who's accountable to somebody else that he calls. My grand sponsor has 52 years. My sponsor has 40 years. I have 29. When I'm in their presence, let me be clear. I'm not talking. I'm listening. With a notebook. Because they have what? Lived, not theory, not if I was you, not maybe, not I'm struggling with the same thing. They got lived experience. And they'll tell me, it's right there. No, it's not. Let me show you. What the hell? And every time I read this, I see something different. Why? Because I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. Which means this is a spiritual program. Meaning it's a spiritual school. A sponsor is a spiritual teacher. These are spiritual steps. It's all spiritual in nature. And for those who are struggling with religion, we got a chapter just for you too. It's called We Agnostics. So if you're an atheist, if you're an agnostic, if you're struggling with God, or if you got religious trauma because you went to church and the people failed you and they told you stuff, that's not God. That's the church. You were traumatized. People took advantage of you. Oh, that's what happened to me. What the hell? You got all this garbled jigsaw pieces. But I can get better because it says I can get better. So if I don't believe I can get better, if I'm not willing to do the work to get better, I can't get better. You can get better. And I'll be stuck on stupid looking at you. How did you get better? You did the work. That's not fair. Okay. I was 25 when I came in. I was 6 years old because that's when I started drinking, experimenting with alcohol. So check this out. 25 and a 25, 6-year-old. No wonder I couldn't live life. If you got kids, imagine your 6-year-old trying to be an adult. It's a recipe for disaster. They're going to tear something up. You know what my sponsor said? You know you're 6. In the meeting, you know you're 6. I didn't like him. You know why I didn't like him? Because for the first time in my life, somebody loved me enough to tell me the truth, and they didn't allow my bullshit, my games to deter them from loving me consistently. Only because they were loved. That just still blows my mind. Still blows my mind. If you knew, this is what the thinking is, if you really knew who I was, you wouldn't love me. You wouldn't want me around. But I know different today. But when I was new, that was constant. You know, my sponsor was like, what's going on? I would give them surface. I was scared. And I was like, you know, you got one life. You better do everything because you might not make it. Look at all these people that's dying. You know what I mean? It's like a class. Like every 6, I say this every time. And I'm going to hit this and then I'm going to shut up. Every 6 months, the entire room changes. If you're making the same meat, you'll see. In the summertime, a lot of people go out. Wintertime, treatment centers, everything fills up. It's like a spiritual tide. Every year. Holidays, same thing. And here's the kicker. I've heard everything under the sun. A reason to do this program and live. Everything. I got health issues. If I drink again and go out, I'm going to die. Well, what you call it that? They went out. I've never been a parent that never they go out. How you doing? When you got a sponsor? I'm looking for the right one. Right one? There's no right one. There's only one who knows this. If I'm looking for that, well, I'm not. Are you sharing to me because your life because your life depends on? No, you know, I'm just gonna listen. I just need to understand. Understand what? You won't understand nothing until you open this book. Everything goes right back to the book. I don't care what you spend on it, what you think, it goes right back to the book, right back to the book, right back to the book. So if you have a book and you're not reading it, all you're doing is just loitering with the intent to recover. You're just hanging out. It's a nice place. Thank you, Paul. Oh, I'm gonna take advantage of this, and I got me a girlfriend. Oh, look at you. I'm just like you, people with time. I hear it all the time. People pretending to be an adult. You a newcomer with under 5 years. People get a little bit of piece of information in the meeting, sharing like a legend, and then looking at me like approval or I'm better than you. No, you're not. You ain't paid your dues, but okay, I'm gonna let you have that because I know you won't be here long enough for manifest. It's in the book. It's in the book. You know, my sponsor, he's like, how did you know that? You're like a fortune teller. I'm like, it's in the book. Let me show you. They be like, how do you know that? I studied. I used and drunk. Real simple. Go after your recovery like you went after your addiction. What the hell? What does that look like? That means put everything in. So when I was in the halfway house, for me, everybody did what they did. They went on passes. They was putting stuff before their recovery. They got on the game, you know what I mean? They got distracted. The house was not to adjust to living life. That was part of it. The point for me was, you got to learn how to live. So when you leave, the only thing changes is your address, idiot. Oh. So I need to start reading, and I need to start studying, and I need to start doing stuff, and I need to, you know, and I did. And I watched people that didn't, and they would leave. They would pay rent on a Friday, and they'd be gone on a Sunday. The hell, who does that? The disease. I'm not gonna celebrate. I got this. Running out of window. Y'all know. You will be like, I know that person's gonna make it. They seem serious. They probably do. Their heart is probably in the right place. But there's only one way. Again, this is Alcoholics Anonymous. I'm not saying there's not other ways. I'm only sharing with you guys this way, how this has worked for me. And I have had outside issues, which most of us do, and I have addressed that. But this is always my core. This is my bread and butter. This is my baby. And this is giving me the life beyond, I can't even explain it. I mean, if I were to put on a list what I expected out of recovery, I'm going to tell you what it was because it is what it is, and I'm not ashamed of it. It was simple for me. Regular hygiene. I was one of them, you know what I mean? I ain't thinking about washing my ass. I ain't got time to wash my ass. I ain't thinking about no food that's going to blow my high and it's going to take away the drink. So I'm not washing my ass. I'm not taking my hygiene serious. I'm not living. I'm not going to the doctor. I'm living like an animal, right? I've been conditioned to do that. I'm out there real bad. I'm homeless in Chicago. That's where I'm from. I got a winter coat on. Listen to this, mental health. Winter coat on in the summertime, walking backwards, telling myself I need to watch everybody because I don't trust them because the dope made me paranoid. You out there bad, brother. You out there real bad. And those are hard truths that I had to accept. At 25. I hadn't even started living. But I sure in the hell started dying. So what they asked me to do, that was small potatoes. Get a sponsor, read that, study that, work the steps. But everybody ain't gonna do it because everybody don't want it. And I'll say this and I'm gonna open this up, I'm gonna close it. Today I was in a meeting, it was true. Somebody said everybody in the meeting is here for recovery. Now, check how crazy this is. Because I listen. That's like everybody go to Walmart and get cantaloupe. Everybody walk around with just cantaloupe. Can't believe everything you hear. But you can believe everything you read. Stay true to the literature. The literature will stay true to you. People will fail you. They're supposed to. My sponsor fails me. He's not perfect. Again, he's a guide, a spiritual guide. Someone to process what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling on a regular basis. Somebody who has lived experience. Somebody who will love me and so I can get to love me. So when I said at the beginning, y'all sitting here like, what the hell? Like, what's really going on? Are you excited to be alive? Or you just, well, I just got a place to stay in. Well, if you are, guess what? It's going to be another body here to replace you. Because this is a business. It ain't personal. I understand that. I've owned 2 businesses. I understand the concept. Trust me. I understand it. Business first. So, if you're sitting here, new or back, doesn't matter. But I tell you one thing for sure and 2 things for certain. You sitting here today, but if you don't do the work, your ass ain't gonna be sitting in tomorrow. And most people in this room gonna die because they too smart. He was right, but I know and. Well, okay. I can't tell you how many people I've seen come into meetings and leave out the meeting. How many people I've sponsored that have died, committed suicide, have not died. I can't keep up with it. But I can tell you on one hand how many people I sponsored who asked me to sponsor, and I sponsored them to work. Ask anybody with time. Sponsorship is an avocation. It says that. That means a second job. So, like, if you sponsor, that means you got to be ready, you got to be available, you got to be right with the person, you got to do it. They said we got a chapter for that. It's called Work With Us. Everything that I'm talking about, we got chapters for. I'll show you afterwards if you're interested. Work With Us is a blueprint to sponsor, and for people who are looking for a sponsor, want to know, it tells you what that is. If you knew, why am I here? What's wrong with me? You got a disease? Doctor's opinion? What the hell? I'm struggling. We got a chapter for that. It's called There's a Solution and More About Our... Oh, no, they got a solution. Oh, what? I don't want to read. Well, don't read. Don't do nothing. Just make meetings. The book says meetings alone are a far cry. Imagine being on a ship trying to find the island. You can't even see it. It's there, but you can't see it. A far cry from contented, happy, joyous, and free sobriety. And I don't know about y'all. When I was in the halfway house, the hell with contentment. I wasn't content. I wasn't people. I wasn't happy. I don't know nobody who is. When I go to treatment every week, and I look around people, I say, are you happy? Sure. Oh, so you happy you in treatment? No. You know what I mean? Like, we program. So you got to let this program. Now, I'm gonna say this because it's a fact. Again, don't take my word for it. When you leave, even if you say, I'm gonna prove Roosevelt wrong, I'm finna go look in that book. Good. Then when you see me, tell me, you were right. Because I'm not trying to be right in the sense of I know everything. I'm just trying to be helpful, y'all. Y'all babies. Literally, y'all babies. Growing, but you babies. You lost, you scared, you don't know how to live, you done made a mess of your life, everybody done counted you out, you know, you tired, your spirit is tired, your mind is tired. You just like, people count us out. And you really just like, I don't know what it is. Some of y'all right now sitting in this room like, I don't know if I want it or I don't want it. Some of y'all in this room is like, I want it, but I'm not willing to do all that. Some of y'all in the room like, I want to do it, but how can I do it with the least effort? You can't. The fight's fixed. Don't listen to me. Check this out. Let me read it to you. Let me show you something. This is good stuff. Cause see, let me be honest. I continue to read this. I continue to work the steps and traditions and concepts. I don't just do it one time. You'll never hear me say when I came in. That's like saying, what I ate yesterday, I'm still full from it. That's yesterday. Today's a whole nother day. I wake up at 4:30 every morning, just me. Wake up at 4:30, my first sponsor calls at 8. But when I get up, I do my prayer, my meditation, I read, right? I get with God, I do what I need to do, I get centered. So when he calls, I'm ready. I give him what he needs, boom, boom, boom. And then later he processes, we talk to him, and he gone. And then here goes another one, like an assembly line, right? So, and I always tell him, the last time I checked, you didn't give me a check for sponsoring you. You got years and you got a job, I don't get paid. What's the payment? To see them experience life. That's enough for me. Like my sponsor, his payment, see me experience life. Be the best parent I can be. My daughter's 6. If you've seen me, you see my daughter, you'll see she's a direct result of me applying the traditions in her life. Had to fight through court, all that, if you got that story. Been there, done that. So when I say fighting for recovery, that's exactly sometimes what it boils down to. Fighting for your life. But here we go. Now this is the forward to the first edition. Listen, family. It says, this is the forward as it appeared in the first printing of the first edition in 1939. So this is what it looked like. That's what they was talking about then. This is the original. That's why this never changes. Recovery is the first 164 pages of the big book. Then after is stories. The stories consistently change because the fellowship changed, because this fellowship are the people. So the people are the fellowship. That includes sponsor, people in the meeting, you guys. We fellowship. The program is this and only this. So when you put them together, pretty powerful. So if I just fellowship and I don't do the program, I don't get it. If I do this and not fellowship and not reach out and get a sponsor, I don't get it. It all works together. You guys follow me? All right, good deal. So here we go. We of Alcoholics Anonymous are more than 100 men and women. 99 men it was, 1 woman. So for people who say men with men and women with women, if it was only 1 woman, was she going to sponsor herself? She was sponsored by a man. Remember, we says fellowship. Now, let me give you the explanation of why men with women and men with men and women with women today. Again, we're sick, we have issues, we have motive. So if I'm a man and a woman asks me to sponsor and I have any type of attraction or motive, I'll mess it up because I'm too selfish and self-centered. That's not good. Leave that alone. And then the vice versa. And then let's throw in the lifestyle, sexuality. Is it okay? I sponsor people, gay, straight, bi, cross-dresser. Have sponsored them. They deserve to recover too. But I'll be honest, my emotional recovery at 8 years sober and clean came directly as a result of a woman sponsoring me. Women are emotional. And I had thawed out at 5 years and I was all over the place and I didn't know how to feel. And she guided me through the literature. And I'm forever grateful. Forever grateful. Because I was abused and beaten down for so long, I disconnected from feelings. It's like somebody, like sometimes victims, I use rape for an example because I used to deal with a lot of women who had those issues. And when you abuse and you neglect it, you detach. It's a survival skill. So literally you're there, but you're not there. And when you do that long enough, literally you're not there. So say you come into recovery, guess what it said? You got to get back there, deal with that here to get better. Oh, it's scary. That's why I needed a therapist. My sponsor wasn't qualified to do that. Y'all follow me? Okay, let me check this out. So, we of Alcoholics Anonymous are more than 100 men and women who have, hear what it's saying, who have recovered, not from alcoholism. You're going to hear that. I recovered from alcoholism. Yeah, okay, oh, you crazy. Recovered from right here, I said it. A seemingly, which means it appears, hopeless, ooh-wee, you the worst of the worst. You will never make it. Look at you. State, which is a being, I said it, of mind. My mind is trying to kill me. And body. So if you're sitting here thinking, well, my body is getting better, but my mind is getting better. Yeah, good luck. You're lying to yourself. And if you're thinking my mind is getting better, but my body is taking it slow, you're lying to yourself. Both are raggedy, and it takes 5 years for it to start really getting better. Don't take my, right here. When I leave, let me prove him wrong. Hey man, get your book, let's look. Yeah, look and see for yourself. This is good stuff though. To show other alcoholics precisely, which means exactly, how we have recovered is the main purpose of this book. What's the purpose of the book? Why everybody keep talking about the book, the book, the book? Do you want to recover from seeing the hopeless state of mind and body? Do you want to get better? Do you want to know exactly how to do it? Like a recipe. You give me a cake recipe. You said 4 steps to it. I do 3. I ain't gonna get that cake. I know you should run around. I don't know why I got, but you knew you lied from the beginning. You knew you wasn't gonna get all them ingredients. You went to the store. You seen the ingredients. You chose yourself. I ain't gonna spend all that money on. We sell ourselves short. I ain't gonna do all that, and then we don't get the ingredients. No, I just simply said, I'm tired of living like that. I need to know exactly how these people recover from raggedy. Raggedy? You don't do this, read that, you won't know. So it's simple. I'm telling you, if you don't want to read and study, you won't get it. And it's the way it's set up. I'm sorry. I don't mean to bring the bearer of bad news. You know, y'all looking at me like, I ain't do it. It says it. Now check this out. So we read this every meeting, and I'm gonna say it and I'm gonna be quiet. We read this every meeting. And y'all read it tonight. And so check it out. When y'all read it tonight, I don't know how many people was listening, but I heard what I needed to hear. And so here we go. I'm gonna read it again. And don't believe me, read it for yourself. In how it works, which is how it works. At the beginning, it says rarely, which means hardly ever, which means you can bank on it. Rarely have we seen a person fail who has fairly. That means, again, exactly, precisely. So words are power. Precisely, exactly. Ain't no questions. Ain't no either you in or you not in. When I leave you, all you need to ask yourself is, am I in or am I not in? Because the fight fixed. Anything other than that you do, you already know. I'm sorry, the truth has been planted. You cannot successfully drink and get high again. Rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. Those who do not recover, right, who do not resume, are people who cannot, because they got issues. They got to get the medicine. They got to get right. They got to work through the issues. Cannot or will not. I'm not doing it. That's too much work. So again, there's no excuses. Don't be talking about, well, have you been through what I went through? And you know, man, stop with that. It doesn't work. The age you are now, guess what? You're old enough to make decisions for yourself. Stop pointing the finger. Stop being the victim. Stop trying to figure it out. Stop being too smart to fight fix. And let me tell you why. Don't take my word for it. I'm going to tell you why the fight fixed. And it was always fixed. I just didn't know. That we were alcoholic, okay, and could not manage our own life. That's what I've been talking about. Couldn't manage my own life. I don't see a room full of people who can manage their life. If you would, you wouldn't be here. So that's the first thing. Man, I really don't know how to manage my life. Wow. So anything that I'm putting in my life to fill that hole, which is only meant for a higher power, I'm still doing what I want to do, which means eventually I'm going to keep getting what I want to get. And if I keep getting what I get and I don't follow this precisely and I don't do the work, it's just a matter of time before I resume. That's A. B. That probably no human power could have relieved us of our alcoholism. Not mama, not daddy, not sponsor, not nobody. Not Paul, nobody. Your disease is your dis-ease. If you don't accept the truth of that and realize that only a power, because I'm a spiritual being, I need a spiritual sponsor, I need a spiritual program, I need to read and study the spiritual book. If you don't grasp that and accept that, you won't get it. If you're trying to be an atheist and do it the easiest way, that's fact. We got a chapter for that. Again, go back to read that. That'll show you how to convert that belief system into something that works here. I love it. I love it. Because it leaves no excuses on the table. When you're tired, but when you ain't tired, it'll piss you off. And here we go. See, that God, good orderly direction if you're struggling, right? Good orderly direction. That was for me when I was new, good orderly direction. Because I was recovering from the religious trauma. I hadn't gotten through steps 3, 7, and 11. So at that point, it was just good orderly direction. And then it was a group of drunks, right? Here's people doing what I couldn't do, following that book precisely, and they're getting results. All I had to do is do what they're doing. I got to hang out with them. So I stopped, and I'm telling you this, I stopped hanging out with people in the halfway house who weren't serious about recovery. I stopped hanging out with people in meetings who was just talking bullshit. I stopped it because my life was at stake. I needed to be around people who were recovering from a hopeless state of mind and body. It's just like when we use it, we don't hang around with people who ain't using. But you think the same thing don't apply here? Everybody in the room is not in the room for recovery. They ain't your friends. It ain't the Wizard of Oz. It ain't Utopia. These are my tribe. That resonates with me. I love what you... Man, how do you even know what they talking about if you ain't studying the book? So, I needed a power. The book says on 24, lack of power was our dilemma. If I had the power, then we wouldn't... 25, we had to find a power. Had to find... I'm desperate. By which we could live by. All this is action. When you put it together like compartments of a train, there's the engine, there's a train, right? And then there's the caboose. The alcohol is the caboose. So if you don't do that, you end up with alcohol again. Y'all follow me? So again, group of drunks, good orderly direction. So if you're struggling with God, you can stop. You can say, here's a group of dope fiends, group of drunks. They doing it, I can't do it. They got a book, I'm reading my book and studying it. I need a sponsor, help guide me through this, help me process, because I don't know how to live. I'm going to work the steps because I haven't had a spiritual awakening as the result of these steps. That's one. We tried to practice these principles. Each step got a principle. In all our affairs. And we tried to carry the message, which is what I'm doing. I put on clothes to leave from Cleveland to carry the message because I've had a spiritual awakening as a result of the steps. And I'm trying to practice this through service. That's the principle of the 12 steps. That's it. I'm not special. Don't let the clothes fool you. I just told you I came in with nothing. But when you save money, you can buy some nice stuff. I see what y'all got. See them tennis shoes, pretty toenail. Y'all get some stuff around here. Right? It's the same with recovery. What you put in is what you get out. What you put in is what you get out. And I've been have had a lot of people pour into my spirit, into my life, into my being. I've been super blessed. And I'll say this and I'll be quiet. Well, it was my daughter's 6. She celebrated her birthday February 28th. What is that? What hour am I? 51. Talking out loud. 51. So I had my daughter when I was 51. And here's the truth. Everybody don't want recovery. And when I met her daughter, this is the reality. When I met my daughter's mom, her mom was in the room. She was in recovery. I met her in the room. And she stopped doing the deal. And she decided just not to go to meetings and do nothing. Okay, that's her. Again, that's her life. That's your life. That's your life. None of my business. But as a result of not addressing her issues, she made it difficult for me to have a relationship with my daughter through the courts. And for the first year of my daughter's life, I'm telling you guys, I had to apply what I'm telling you to get past the stage of I worked 4 through 9 steps, right? To get past the resentment, the anger. Look at what part I played. How did I put myself in that situation? What was the result? Fear, sex, kind of all that. Ooh, it was ugly. I did that though. See, what I'm saying is, just because I'm clean and sober, we're not perfect. We still make mistakes. We still make decisions. We still do what we want to do, but we don't pick up. I'm a part of the no matter what club, is what I'm saying. So even though the pain was painful, I ain't pick up. I cried in meetings. I did what I need to do. My sponsor helped me. My therapist helped me. And I was able to get through. And so when you see my daughter, people don't know our story. They see our bond and connection is spiritual. But it comes from a place where it started spiritual. The moment she was a baby, I started applying the spiritual principles of the traditions with her mother. You know, personal recovery depends on AA unity. Personal recovery of my daughter depends on me and her parent, me and her mom, personal unity, right? So I got to be unified with her mother. Even though I don't like it, even though she did what she did, got to forgive her, and we got to be on the same page. So I be loving her hard. And it's taken 6 years for her to come around. 6 years? Yeah, this don't happen quick. It don't happen quick. Took 28 years to retire. 29 years to recover. And I'm still going. I'm still grinding. Y'all hear me when I say, still got the sleeves rolled up. Still fighting for my life. You know, I'm stopping box, you know. Damn, the boxer get knocked out doing that. Bing! You know, so, but y'all know what I'm saying. So, I ain't gonna take you guys hostage because the message is clear. I can, he can, and I let him. And I try to practice that every day. And I pray that hopefully something that, I'm not gonna say that. Let me say this. I know that something I said made you feel or think something different. Because I see the body language. I see you guys are sitting different, you looking different. Wow. Even him in the corner. And even Paula. And then a young lady that pulled the stool up, she got her legs twisted and rocking her feet. Oh yeah, she getting it too. So we are recovering in the process. Because first thing first, don't pick up. Don't pick up. Don't pick up. Stick with it. Stick with it. Don't quit it, please. And I guarantee you will get it. Thanks for letting me share.
You know, the one thing that kept coming to my mind as you were sharing was, don't complain about the results you didn't get from the work you didn't put in.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
This program is not complicated. And I promise you, he will back me up. And some of you have heard me say this once. You heard me say it 1,000 times. Go to meetings, talk to your sponsor, work the steps, have a network of people.
Mm-hmm.
If you do those 4 things, your chances of success are outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
Rarely,
Right.
as the book says,
Right.
rarely have we seen someone fail. If you do 3 of those things, there's a 97% chance you're going to go out and come back here or another place like this. And I say that from experience.
Mm-hmm.
Because I try to do it every different way other than just doing those 4 things. It was not until I did those 4 things. And the best part about these steps is only one of them talks about drugs or alcohol.
That's right.
The other 11 steps are what you were talking about in learning how to live and be an adult and deal with any situation that comes up in life.
Mm-hmm.
You can apply the principles from these steps to anything that comes up.
Mm-hmm.
But if you haven't worked them and you don't know them and you haven't done them, those are the things that take us back out.
That's right.